Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Coldplay's 2015 album, A Head Full of Dreams. It is really good for sure. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist. 7 out of 11, so most of them here. This album is definitely really good. Really solid album from them, handful of great hits, and some decently strong non-hit tracks as well. The opening is really good. The title track is a great opener, and aside from fourth track, Everglow, all the tracks in the first half are all really good. The back half is a little bit more boring, but nothing egregious, and they managed to continue the flow quite well with some of the songs on the back half. It doesn't really fall off. That final track, Up and Up, is a great standalone hit and works very well as a closing track. Really ties the album up and pulls the back half up in quality. I will say this album isn't quite as interesting as some of their other albums, but I think the quality is still there despite this. It's not a very experimental album. It's just mostly kind of pop stuff from the mid-2010s, but it's some of the best pop stuff from the era, so it's still pretty good. The big hits here do kind of blow out the non-hit tracks, unfortunately. If you've heard Him for the Weekend and Adventure of a Lifetime, there's not a ton more to get out of the album. The only single released before the album was Adventure of a Lifetime, which was on the radio, along with Him for the Weekend and maybe Up and Up a little bit. And yeah, those two are probably the best two tracks on the album. Only that last one, Up and Up, really competes. My favorite track here is probably that one, 11th track, Up and Up. I originally heard it almost a decade ago, and I really like it. I really wish it got more radio play than it did. I think it's probably the only track here that competes with the other two big hits. I rank this album third out of the 7 Coldplay albums so far, so it's in the upper half. This is definitely one of their better albums, but it's just not as interesting as Viva La Vida or Rush of Blood to the Head. It's similar in quality to Rush of Blood, but I think they tried a little bit more interesting stuff with that one. Both albums have some big hits and flow quite well. It's a little bit of a toss-up between the two. They're definitely close. This album, A Head Full of Dreams, really feels like a more consistent version of their 2011 album, Milo Loto. It has some better hits and a little bit of better flow, although it's also pretty close with that one. Their quality has managed to stay pretty close in the middle here. I definitely think, though, that Head Full of Dreams deserves to be in the upper half of the rankings, so I decided to put it there. However, it does not take my top spot from 2015. That stays with Imagine Dragons' Smoke and Mirrors, which I mostly think just has more consistently interesting songs on it. Plus, it also has the same big hits to compete. And personally, I think I just like Imagine Dragons better than Coldplay when it comes to kind of 2010s pop rock. So, thank you for watching. Next up will be Coldplay's 2019 album, Everyday Life. This is apparently a pretty interesting one. So I'm excited to hear where they go with it. So stay tuned for that. And as always, stay minty.